The next parameter we'll look at is aspect ratio, which is --aspect or --AR. We can use this parameter to customize the aspect ratio of the generated image. So instead of a square, which is a 1:1 aspect ratio, we can generate, YouTube thumbnail size, or common sizes like a 5:4 ratio, 3:2, 4:5, 7:4. You can provide any aspect ratio that you would like. However, there are some limitations on earlier versions. So V4 and before, we're limited to a 1:2 to a 2:1 aspect ratio. For V5 and 5.1, you can use any ratio. However, according to the documentation, aspect ratios greater than 2:1 are experimental and may give you unpredictable results. So the way that we specify the aspect ratio after using --AR or --aspect is to separate our two numbers with a colon, just like you would normally write out an aspect ratio. So let's try generating a rectangular, about 3:2 image. And we still haven't really talked about prompting, so we're just going to go with a very simple prompt. We'll use the default version, of course, of V5 or 5.1. Let's generate a, vulture, desert, cactus, sun. And then I'll do --AR for aspect ratio. And let's do do we want 3:2 or 5? Yeah, let's do 3:2 or 3:2. And then I'll be back when this finishes. All right, it's just about done, 93%. And you can see that we're getting rectangular images with a 3:2 aspect ratio. Here's a kind of annoying issue I sometimes run into when I generate images. Occasionally, they won't show up after the job is completed. As you can see here, the job is done, but I don't actually see the image. It was showing me the progress, the 70, 80, 90%. I could see the blurry images, and then nothing shows up at the end of the day. What we can do is go to your profile and go to the list of either all or just look at the grids that you've generated in order. So this is my most recent here, this grid. This is what I should be seeing in Discord that I'm not. And I can click copy and then get the job ID. And then there's a command that I can use in Discord, which is /show. And show expects me to provide a job ID. This will then go it won't rerun that job. It will just go and get the image from that job, basically the 4 images that were already generated. So if you ever run into that issue, that's one way around it. The image was in fact generated, 4 images. Of course, we see them on the website, but Discord wasn't showing them for some reason. Anyway, there's our aspect ratio. Let's try another aspect ratio just to prove that it works. Let's do something more extreme. So I will do /imagine. And let's do a jellyfish disco. And I'll specify AR. This time will be, last time we did 3:2. Let's go the other direction. Let's do something kind of extreme, 2:5. And we wait. And there we are. We've got our 2:5 very tall rectangles. Let's upscale one of them. I like this one maybe down here, so that's going to be 4. I'll upscale it, and then I could, open it up in the browser, save it to my machine and use it, or even import it into Photoshop and tweak it and do whatever I want. So it's upscaling that, and let's open it in the web. And here's our nice, very tall rectangle. So that's how you can change the aspect ratio.